Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All On channel, Jose Forever here with another podcast, man. A lot of, or some breaking news hit the gaming industry today, which I found absolutely fascinating. As you guys know, I've been tracking the whole incident when it comes to Xbox and their big show tomorrow. I've done several videos concerning that topic. Um, and this is something that I wanted to talk about because it changes the landscape a little bit. Um, but give me some time, guys. Let me set up really quickly. I know I always do this, but um, just got home not too long ago, man. Just wanted to throw this up. I was a little bit disappointed with my Uber, man. It looks like we don't have enough drivers in my area because I wanted to order something today from them. Usually Wednesday night. Sometimes I'll treat myself to something, and I went to one of my favorite restaurants because the thing about this restaurant that I order from, it's a really good Chinese restaurant. But the parking is horrendous, and when you go there, I just don't. It's a small restaurant. Not that it's bad or anything like that, but yeah, it's kind of too small for me when I go there. And then finding parking is a beast. So they were on Uber, man. So from time to time, man, when I want to eat their food, I just order it on Uber. They're really good Saskatchewan stuff. There, the dumplings are like 5 star. Really good place, man. It's hard to find. I say that I'm not saying this that the food here is bad. The Chinese food here is bad. Um, but there's so many restaurants. You know what I mean? You have your pick of what you want to eat. I mean, you can go for something fast like Panda Express or like this place that I'm talking about that has some really significant dishes that you won't find at other places. And the quality is good, man. The pricing's pretty. It's not bad, but everything in Hawaii, like I tell you guys, is expensive. So that kind of if you live here, you gotta get numb to the price. Kind of like what we're gonna talk about now, man. You kind of get numb to all this news in the gaming media, man. The gaming media is the absolute worst. They're just horrible and absolutely ridiculous. So, and I made my thoughts on them known for years now on this channel, um, and it's still the same. They have not changed. They're not going to change. I joke around on Twitter a lot when these stories release, and I'll just type a quick troll comment, on these guys' tweets, basically say like AI 2024, meaning that I think AI could write better stories than what the media gives us. Because a lot of these guys are not reporting news; they're giving their opinions, which would be fine if they were editorial commentary and stuff like that. But that should be done at a certain in a certain way on a certain standard. But with a lot of the stuff that they report is supposed to be gaming news. But as you guys know, there's a lot of bias out there. Hey, what's up, realist? What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm just doing a quick little chat, man. Did you see the news that dropped today from Sony? Dude, that was so funny. I was cracking up. I know a lot of people on the Xbox side, not a lot, but there are people on the Xbox side is feeling a certain way about Xbox right now. When I'm on Twitter or social media, man, I try and keep it light. I give my reasons for how am I going to approach everything, which is predicated on the show tomorrow and what they're going to announce. And I've heard so much stuff, man. I don't. That's why I was telling people I'm just going to wait till I hear it directly from Phil and Sarah and Matt Booty. I kept on calling him Pete Hines yesterday for some reason because I had Pete on the brain. Yes, I did. We know Sony follows. Yeah, yeah, that's what everybody was hitting up with, man. Everybody was having a lot of unlimited production. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Yes, I did. We know Sony follows. Yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of that's what everybody people jumped on Twitter, man, really quickly, man, because we know that for a fact. Right, but the implications of that, to me, is on more of the industry level, right? And a huge justification for Xbox on many topics, on many fronts. Huge justification for Xbox, man. There's people that owe Microsoft and Xbox a huge apology, right? Because we all know how hypocritical the media is and the ponies are, and gamers in general, if I'm being honest. Because they'll call Xbox out on stuff, they'll hold Xbox to this ridiculously high standard, which we kind of benefit from, right? That's why, as a fan, when people ask me why I don't criticize them, I really don't have to. They get enough hate as it is. Um, but yeah, dude, there's some people that are eating crow, man. I've enjoyed every minute of it, dude. I was having fun with it on social media. What's up, Unlimited? I wanted to go live and talk about it before tomorrow's drama because Sony's failures is going to be drawn out by Xbox. Yeah, dude, I think it's gonna. You saw the ponies was quiet, man. Well, did you want to jump in? Let me know, man. I'll send you a link if you want to jump in. In fact, let me send it. If you have time, cool. Yeah, but definitely do a show Unlimited. I thought, you know what I thought? I thought, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought you was gonna do it today. Then I came home from work and I didn't see anything. I was like, oh, I'll get my bars off, I'll talk about it. Because I know we're all busy, man. What happened with me is I just have free time because I don't have my kids this week. I was supposed to have them. So this week was all predicated on things I wouldn't need to do with them. But their mom flipped the script on me, so which is fine, dude. We're under a lot of not stress, man, but there's a lot of stuff going on because my son's graduating this year too. My daughter graduated last year, and it all boils down to finances, man. This is why I harp on the economy so much, which is another eye opener. I hope for people out there begin to realize, dude, because you see tech companies, man, they're trying to adjust, but they're getting hit left and right. Maybe not on the level of other industries, right? But yeah, dude, I sent you the link Unlimited if you want to jump in. But yeah, dude, definitely do a video, and you can talk about it if you want to jump in there. I sent it to you on Twitter. I know you're busy. It's probably late where you are. Um, it's been saying consoles are worthless if they can't sell software. Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people, I think it's one of the reasons why Xbox, besides trying to disrupt everything, I mean, they went with Game Pass, right? You get enough people into Game Pass, just like Netflix, man, it kind of balances it out financially. That's what irritates me about this whole stuff, man, because Microsoft don't get credit for that on the level that I think they should, right? Because if you look at what they do, they don't just it's not just about the money for them, right? And when you have that as much money as Microsoft has, right, it gives you a little bit of freedom to do what you want to do. They gave the reins to Phil. He's basically turned Xbox around, turned it into like something that's beyond what Xbox has ever been, right? And I'm a huge fan um, of ID at Xbox because I love independent games. I love every type of game, and so the variety that Xbox has, man, and trying to get stuff out there for the developers, how they work with the developers, how they get burnt. They've been burnt before, right? Definitely, but they've done a lot for the industry. So it's one of the reasons why I support them wholeheartedly because you can get every type of game that you want. Now, if you're a person that just feels the need to want to play certain types of games on certain type of consoles, right? You see a lot of the Nintendo guys now talking um, about what's going on, or at least on Twitter where I'm at, and then of course the PlayStation guys. Though they, like I said, they're very quiet today. But 100%, dude, it's all about the software, right? And Microsoft realized that. That's why, dude. Again, man, I took a lot of crap from people about the AAA stuff. To me, man, AAA is just another genre within gaming. And as you can see with Sony, man, that was kind of their like I say with Phil Spencer in Japan. Um, but that was basically their white whale because they relied on them so much, and now they're kind of scrambling with the type of games that they're trying to put out there. And then now they're talking about 2025. That's what they're saying. Um, hey, what's up, Tool Man? Thanks for being here. Nice to have you on board, dude. Crazy day. That's why I'm doing the video, man. It's good though. It's good news, man. It's good news. At least for people who are gamers, in a sense, because it's gonna open people's eyes up to what's really going on in the industry. Because I know a lot of gamers, man, they focus on things that are gamer centric. Right? We have these ridiculous arguments and console war and stuff like that, which I participate in. Right? I don't take it as seriously as other people. I can be flippant about it if I want to. Most of it's based on principle. Like if you're gonna chastise one company for doing something, you should chastise the others when they do the same thing. And that's what it boils down with this news with Sony, basically not having any games until 2025. And the funny thing about it is like it's always been that way for them, right? They haven't had their big guns come out like consistently. What they would do is they would space these games out, and people would be so high on them, and that's how they would talk about. Then they would sprinkle in the third party stuff, and then some maybe AA stuff that their fan base would treat like it was AAA because it's Sony and it's the greatest stuff ever, right? And that's what they would do. But after AKB, after Microsoft took away that big the golden goose, man, and they took the golden egg and the goose, they took everything, right? That's why Sony was fighting so hard, like I said on this channel before. And I'm not telling you guys anything you guys don't know. I'm just kind of speaking out loud at this point. But yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous to me, man. So it was kind of cool to see. And this is not me wishing ill, right? I just want the truth to come out for a lot of people, man. Is when they started giving the financials on Spider-Man. And again, hat tip to Unlimited. Unlimited shared the article on his podcast where he talked. The president of Sony said basically they could sell 100 million consoles. They're never going to make the money back, right? So Sony's announcements today, because everybody was giving crap to Microsoft, which is par for the course, right? They're the punching bag, right? All these media sites, man, the media sites are the absolute worst. I could understand the fanboys and the ponies because they're fanboys and ponies, right? That's kind of like understood. But the media, man, all those dudes should be fired, man. Again, AI 2024, man. AI could give us better articles. At least AI would take the information that we have. These guys speculate, and then they talk about insiders and rumors. Again, because of the news that dropped on Sony, I was like, where's the insiders on that? I tweeted that out today. I was like, where's the insiders on this? Dude, this is big news. This is the change for Sony. It doesn't shock me personally. It doesn't shock me because you can see it, man. Not just in the financials, dude. You can just see it by their actions and the stuff that they're doing. How they fought 2 years to block a deal which made absolutely no sense. You know how they tried to use government agencies to shut down Microsoft, which isn't hard because government agencies are a bunch of pricks anyway. They want a lot of power. They want a lot of control, right? They look at big tech as their next, as their enemy right now, which is ironic because the economy being so bad that a lot of technical companies could escape this stuff, but now they can't. They're just like every other industry. That's how bad things are right now. But thanks for being here, Tom, man. Appreciate it. I still hope Xbox keeps games off of PlayStation. Yeah, I think that would be in their best interest, man. I haven't changed my opinion since what I said on last week's Saturday. But with the announcement that Sony had, with the announcement that the acting CEO dropped today, man, that's a big game changer, man. That adds a lot of perspective to what's going on in the gaming industry. And since it's coming from Sony, right? Yeah, they'll be ignored. They won't get hit from Microsoft as hard, or they won't get as hard get hit as hard by the gaming media as Microsoft always gets. But what it does, dude, it paints this. What it is, it brings light to the truth of what's going on in gaming right now, as far as money and how much these games cost, and how much people are just full of crap, in my opinion. That they say they play these games, that they buy these games. Again, I'll die on this hill, dude. People are not gamers. Hey, what's up, Unlimited, man? Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear, brother.
Okay, cool. What's up?
Dude, man, I don't know what you were doing or how you felt when you saw the news, but I was.
Oh man, I was ecstatic. I'm not gonna lie, because it's funny. I never once claimed to be an insider. I never once claimed to have resources, knowledge. I ain't breaking no news. I just read the facts, interpret it, and put it out there. But my goodness, does today's news just not prove what we've said for years now? I mean, all the times on the Unlimited Truth, I put on screen these articles that some still try to argue me to death, trying to make it seem like I made it up, even though I keep telling them no, I don't make nothing up. I literally just read the facts and put it out there. And now, I mean, it's wonderful. Even from the CEO saying that they need to put their games everywhere. Their profits dropped 26%. Right. They're saying, I think Sony, or maybe it was a shareholder, was saying that the PS5 has already peaked in its growth. And my favorite one, PlayStation's got no games. I mean, they literally said they got nothing. They got nothing until next year at best. At best.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you say? March. And yeah, and like you said at best, I mean that's not even guaranteed, right? That's not a guarantee because we all know, man, with Sony, dude, they have no problem pushing stuff back, right?
Yeah,
Because they get a pass anytime they do anything like this. They get a
yeah.
pass, and everybody just turns,
I, I
so
mean, notice how there are zero doom and gloom articles today. No clickbait titles. IGN didn't rinse, wash, and repeat the same headline over and over and over about Sony going under. No, no, they were the gaming media, the ones who are parent. Well, I'm told are supposed to be objective. Are the biggest fanboys here under this most silent?
right, right.
You know, and even though Sony's been, I think my favorite was that graph about the outlook for the next fiscal year, where they're showing a gradual decline in PlayStation units, a
Yeah.
decline in software. The software means y'all aren't buying the games, by the way.
Yes.
A decrease in first party and third party software and sales and stuff like that. You know, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful to see, and then watch and you know, I was retweeting everything because it's easier for me to go into your profile and find stuff that you already liked and retweeted
Yeah.
because stuff get lost on Twitter super fast.
Oh yeah. I'm one of the worst offenders.
So I could keep collecting these sites and links and stuff to put in my arsenal, if you will.
Yep.
You know, for future reference. I think the president of Sony, the new president, said something along the lines of they see they want their first party on other platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
Look, listen. 4 years ago, I said that this generation is not ending without Sony games day one on PC like Xbox is currently,
Yeah.
and that prediction is being more and more true. And here's the thing. I said that not as an insider, just as somebody who was paying attention to the data. Because a lot of the stuff Sony's saying now, they were hinting at this at the end of last generation.
Right.
They're saying how they're they're going to release less games because these big $200-300 million AAA games aren't sustainable. What else did they say? And then unlike Xbox, they went so heavy into AAA, and you said this a few minutes ago, and I thought it was extremely poignant. They went so heavy into AAA games that they forgot that you could get very good production from your AA's and smaller games. Not every game needs to have the movie of a blockbuster.
Right.
You know, it's okay to have a game with a $10 million budget, a 10-hour platformer beat 'em up or something like that. You know, that's put out occasionally, like we got with games like the Gunk and Hi-Fi Rush, while the other games like Redfall and Starfield were taking years to make, or like Hellblade was like Towerborn is the perfect example of a game that, and I hope that me, you, Hebot, and the likes of us could play co-op with it when it comes out. But Towerborn clearly does not have a AAA budget, and it looks great. It's got a great art style. It looks like an awesome beat 'em up, and it looks like it's going to be very, very fun. The gameplay that I remember, the 7-minute gameplay they released last year, I was all in. I was sold. Like the trailers, I thought it was going to be one of those maybe a strategy game, which aren't really my favorite. When I saw the beat 'em up style gameplay, I was like, okay, it sold me. And I can't wait. And I hope that when it comes out, I'm able to play with you guys. But the point is, you put those type of games in your arsenal because the modern AAA market, we know Sega Forever, that these games take years. I mean, years to make. Right. Even the sequels, where a sequel although I hate the game, but this is going to be a great example. Horizon Forbidden Entertainment. That, remember, the leaks from the FTC trials showed that game took 5 years to develop, and that game already had the assets and everything, because it was just. And if it takes a copy and paste game like that 5 years to make, how long do you think it takes for these games from the ground up, like Fable, like and people are saying, hey man, and I saw some quote unquote Xbox guy complaining about this earlier. Oh, what's taking Xbox so long to release these games? You know, what's going on with this? I mean, they do this at least 3 times a year where they question Xbox Studios, like they just sit at home doing nothing. Like, no, guys, it didn't, and it gets kind of old to keep trying to explain to the people that are supposed to be Xbox that these games are expensive and time consuming to make. And there's a reason why every single studio that joined Xbox had big growth, hired a lot of employees, right?
Right.
Because that's the only way we're going to get a lot of these games. And then not only that, a lot of those studios like Legendary and Undead Labs that had minimal budgets for State of Decay 2 and Hellblade 1, now they got massive budgets, bigger production times, bigger staff to pay. And that's just gonna make development even longer. And let's not forget, both Ninja Theory and Undead Labs, for example, Sega, they had new studios and office buildings built in. So there's relocation going on as well.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what drives me crazy about the modern gamer, you know, and why I'm starting to call the Xbox community the Xbox space, because I can't believe it took me this long to realize that these guys they're like, they're pretty much just an insecure version of Sony fanboys at this point, where I could tell when I see that Peter Ovo dude on Twitter, he wants Xbox so bad to be PlayStation 2.0. He just can't say it outright because he's going to get a lot of shit for it. But and that's how a lot of them are. If I guarantee, if Microsoft cut Game Pass right now, made their games exclusive, they'll get praised for it because they'll see it as them. To them, that's really competing. Ignoring the fact that stuff like Game Pass in their recent business ventures, it's the reason why Xbox is more profitable than Sony, despite having less revenue.
There's so much ways you could splice this, right? That's why I'm kind of looking forward. I was anyway, but I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's announcements, man. Because I'm very numb to a lot of the stuff that people are concerned about right now when it comes to Xbox. The way I'm looking at it now, especially after the Sony announcement, man, I don't think for a lot of these guys who are going to leave, man, I don't think you'll be able to escape Microsoft now. I think Microsoft Games was a Freudian slip because I think it's going to be that level. It's just going to be so big, man. It's going to cast a huge shadow over the entirety of gaming. And seeing what Sony did today, that's what I was thinking earlier. Real talk. I did a lot of trolling today. As you can see, a lot of the Sony guys were dead quiet because, like you said, right? They left. They used to have a lot of they used to have an indie space, right? They used to have the AA type of titles, man. But they shut down a lot of the studios and they severed those ties, and they actually made an actual business decision to do the bigger titles, right? Because I guess they thought that was the future. And Microsoft, or at least Xbox division, they went a different route, especially under Phil, and that's what's paying off for them now. But the way that everything's transforming, I mean, this is an industry destabilizer right now. To have a company like Sony come on and say, "Hey," and the acting CEO that you're talking about earlier, I could tell when that dude first hit the scene because he talked about the financials from the jump, right? When he took over, and definitely not the same. He's not in the same vein as Jim. What's his name? Jim Ryan, right? They're not the same. You can tell they're not the same type of. They don't think the same. And so when he came out today and he basically just laid it straight out, dude, that threw me back. That took me back, dude. That's like old school Japanese businessman. Like that dude was like, "Look, dude, you guys don't, who was it? The other guy? There was another guy at the company that was there, maybe the acting president, or I forgot who it was, but he said that these guys, he had a moment of clarity where he said the Sony fan base don't buy their games, and that was last year he talked about that. So now you have a guy in this position that doesn't care. He's looking at the numbers, because even in the interview, translated of course, he basically sat there and said, "Hey, look, guys, we're looking at this right now, and basically, this is not sustainable, man. You guys are great creatively, but you guys don't know business." Is basically what he said. And that's what's basically for me. Again, yeah, realistic. You're right, brother. Like they copy that. That is not. I'm 100% Sony does that, but in this case, man, it's something that I think is going to have far-reaching effects on the gaming industry as a whole. And one of the things I loved about what happened today was that Microsoft, to me, And then again, we'll hear about this a little bit later, or we'll hear about this tomorrow and in more detail. But Microsoft is spearheading this, and they're leading the way as they should. Because it's interesting, the talk of stuff that's being released by Nintendo, people kind of reliving how Nintendo, the type of business decisions they made. Sony came out with their news, and everything aligns up, in my opinion, with what Microsoft is looking at and what they've been looking at, what they've been talking about for the last several years. So, T, hey, what's up, T? Xbox Play Anywhere, PlayStation Play Anywhere is the future. 100, be ready. Yeah, I mean that's what. It's funny, dude. When it was only being thrown at Microsoft and Xbox, right? These guys was having fun with it. Media was going on, running with all these articles, right? Doing all this clickbait stuff. But now that PlayStation's in that limelight, dude, I was laughing because these guys went radio silent. Like Unlimited said, we don't see any articles today. There was no panic button, right? Do you have some of these guys trying to defend it? They got hugely destroyed, right? I even seen what's that Rich from Review Tech? I don't watch stuff, but I saw his little thumbnail. He did the he said because his first thumbnail was about Xbox not making consoles. So now he has to say the PlayStation not making consoles. A lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying? They're not really gamers.
Yeah, which is funny because tomorrow I guarantee they're going to confirm that they're still making Xbox consoles. But you know how it is with these guys. When facts don't matter, you just got to let their nonsense get out there. You know, just make fun of them when they say they're stupidness and are wrong, like they always are. But that's hilarious to hear him say that about both platforms.
One of the things I heard Unlimited was, because Microsoft always has these, what is that? These special edition consoles they're always showing off. Enter this contest and you could win. And somebody posted, I forgot who it was. It was like, oh, maybe it'll get to the point where Microsoft you have to order it on their store, and they'll make the consoles for you. And I thought, yeah, that was a great idea. We do it with the controllers. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe do some standard stuff for GameStop and those stores, but then give us the opportunity to create consoles, designs and stuff that we want. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's the kind of thing I love about the Xbox community, because people, like I said, like myself, I'm numb, so I can talk about some certain, I can talk about news that happens with Xbox in a certain way that it doesn't. I don't lose my mind, in other words, because I don't care anymore at that point. What did you put? I hope so too. Realist. I don't understand why Xbox are the only ones the media want to see port their games over. Oh wait, I do. They don't want to play on Xbox. Yeah.
I mean, they listen. If you ever wonder how they feel about Xbox games, just look at the 2024. They love Xbox games.
Right.
They love them. They just hate the fact that it says only on Xbox on the box art, or that it's not on their favorite platform. That's the only thing they hate about it, right? And that's it. I mean, to me, it was always clear that they were jealous of Xbox games for a while, But if this generation doesn't show you that, I don't know what will. Because say what you will, and here's the one thing. This the only thing I could give the Xbox guys, the Xbox space recently, is that they have not been port begging for PlayStation games. The only thing they care about is where Xbox games going. That's it. But they aren't sitting here like, oh man, when is Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox, man? That'll be, like the PlayStation guys do. Because the PlayStation guys, they know that their boring games are boring and they don't like them. The numbers keep proving them that they aren't buying them, to the point that Sony is expecting decreased profits of first-party content. You know what I'm saying? So the facts are not on the, take the most hearted PlayStation fanboy, the facts are not on their side. And this is where the Xbox space needs to smarten up. Guys, the resources at your fingertips. Yeah. The same phone that you're complaining on Twitter about nonsense, just copy the link about these articles and give it to them. That should be your only response to this stupid. And watch them become clowns trying to justify everything. It didn't sell as much in the holiday because people already have PlayStation 5s, and all this stupidness. Let them put their foot in their mouths. but it kind of drives me crazy that after 11 years, Sega Forever, most of them still don't know how to fight back against these guys.
Well, I will say that some of these dudes are brand new. Like you were talking about Peter Oval. You know, one of the reasons why he's on the Xbox side
Mm-hmm.
is because what happened to him with Starfield. Right. So he considers himself a multi-console. But yeah, like you said, man, I know he's
Wait,
blind.
what was that you said? I didn't catch that.
So Peter Oval, one of the reasons why he does more pro Xbox stuff on his
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is because what happened to him when he started talking about Starfield and bought the game. He was getting a lot of hate from the PlayStation guys.
Uh-huh.
Same thing like Foxy, what's his name? Foxy UK, some of those
Oh
guys.
yeah. Oh, he's notorious because he's the guy that literally lied. I kid you not. And I had it in my video at the time about PlayStation 5 being 13.3 teraflops, and everybody ran with it. So I know him like the back of my hand.
Yeah, and that's what it is on the PlayStation side, dude. If you think outside the box over there, dude, you're done, man. That's why, because these guys was getting attacked because they're in my feed, right? Um, and so I saw that, and then now when you see Peter, that dude Peter Oval, he's constantly putting up Xbox stuff. Yeah, and honestly, it's fine. I can see why he did it or whatever. No, no more. I don't treat him any different than he was before. It's just that he's now more pro Xbox. But like you said, right, you see his stuff is a little more negative. Like other people, right? They're just worried about what Microsoft is going to do.
Right.
I mean, when I look at the whole situation, I'm like, dude, they just passed $3 trillion. Again, like that's what I was talking about in the video I made on Saturday last week, dude. I couldn't understand a lot of the stuff people are saying because it doesn't match up with the reality of what Microsoft is, of what they're doing, the amount of money they make, the moves that they've made, the deals that they've cut, the way they're approaching their gaming library of games, the partnerships and that they developed, right? All of that stuff. So that's why it has to make sense to me. That's why I keep on saying that it has to make sense to me. That's why I'm like, people like have these insiders or people that they know and stuff like that. To me, I'm just like, I'm gonna wait till I hear from their mouth. That's when I'm gonna react to it.
Yeah.
And that's the way I've always kind of been. So Rebirth comes out at the end. I'm like, bro, I don't know what is that. I don't know what the name that is.
Oh, Final Fantasy VII Part 2 remake or something like that.
Oh, Dia on your show?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, dude. I had no idea that it was like a brand new type of game. I thought it was.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, none of us really play Final Fantasy like that.
Yeah,
So that makes sense. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I did even back in the day. Final Fantasy wasn't really my thing.
Yeah,
I respected it at the time because I knew how big a game, like for example, Final Fantasy VII was in 1997.
right.
So I was never ignorant to it. It's just that I was a Sega kid, so I just as a kid I just barely didn't really care about what PlayStation was doing, really. So that was really one thing. For like for example, when I go over to friends' house and play stuff, they'll tell me to check out this game, but it's like, look, man, I'm the only kid on the block with the Sega Saturn here, so let me suffer in peace, because nobody had that damn console, and I love that Saturn as a kid. Oh man, but that was a different time. But still, with Final Fantasy, I mean, Sony paid for it off Xbox, and I don't think that strategy is working like it did, or else Square Enix wouldn't be in the hole, And oh, and by the way, someone tried to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about after Square Enix announced that the loss of $2 billion in profit last year.
Yeah, dude, that's
yeah, and they try to make it seem like it wasn't Sony's fault, and I'm like, all right, man, whatever helps you sleep at night, man. Because if what I'm putting on screen and what these articles and what they're saying from their own mouths don't convince you, you just at that point you just ignoring reality.
That's what that Totoki, the acting CEO for Sony or PlayStation. I was laughing because he reminded me of what the Square Enix guy was saying when he brought Philip on the stage, right? Which was another indicator, man, of what the future of gaming is going to be. Phil Spencer was on there on the stage at the Square Enix event in Vegas. For a lot of people, that should have been like another game changer, right? Shane G, hey, welcome, bro. Dude, bro, you've been hardcore on Twitter, dude. Shane G is about to take these dudes out. Shane says, yeah, welcome, brother. Xbox community does way more damage to the Xbox brand than ponies. Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Our community is fragile, man, and broken. And this happens all the time. And it comes from the top down, if I'm going to be honest with you. And by top down, I'm not talking about Xbox or Microsoft. I'm talking about the community, the Xbox community in general, man. Some of our worst offenders are the guys who actually have the biggest channels and the biggest voice. You know, all these guys have been talking about all this stuff. None of it confirmed, all rumors. You know what I mean? If they have that much of a voice, which isn't that big, if I'm being honest with you, Shane. But I mean, I think they should um, temper their expectations. You know, regardless if they have somebody that they know or they don't know. I think King David was the one that was talking about that he knows stuff, but he doesn't just go out there and blather it out because he knows the effect that it could have on the Xbox community as a whole, and we see it. Right, these dudes absolutely lose their minds. They've had people sell their consoles. Again, if that's your choice, man. That's your money, that's your time, whatever. Right, and again, I'll welcome you back. You know, boost those console sales, rebuy your console, buy two, buy the S, buy the X, and then subscribe to Game Pass, and we all good because you're contributing to the ecosystem. I won't X you out. Because we don't have to talk or play games together, man. As long as we're supporting each other that way. Because today's news from Sony proves once again that Microsoft is right when it comes to what they've been doing, and the ecosystem is important to them. Yeah, but Shane, man, welcome, dude. Dude, you're like the warrior, man. I tell you guys straight up that I don't want to be on Shane's crap list. I'll stay on Shane's good side. Shane's hardcore, and which is what we need, bro. We need that. We need that bleed green, and that's what we lack a lot of times in our community, right? And this is why we go through all this drama, which ends up.
I kill. Listen, you talked about the difference between 2013 and now. And first of all, let me make something clear. I was not as deep into it in 2013 as you, Heba, and all them were. Yeah. You know. So, but I still remember them days because I remember I used to be on a gaming forum, and I remember I got a taste of it because I remember when Major Nelson. He did the first unboxing of the Xbox One months before the console came out. And I was like, oh my goodness, this console looks amazing. You guys see what they said it could do? And everybody was getting on my ass. And so I was on the stupid forum in 2013 arguing with gamers about it. And it feels stupid in retrospect. But man, we were having a heated debate. And I'm telling no, this is gonna be fire, man. I can't believe what we're going to happen. They trying to tell me that the Kinect is going to spy on us. And all this stuff, the stuff that China's doing through TikTok is what they thought Microsoft was going to do, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
so that was just a crazy time, and I could only imagine what the likes of you, Heba, and all y'all were going through when y'all were really in the thick of it. But there was more sense of camaraderie than now, which is so baffling to me. Because Xbox in 2024 is better than it was even in 2013, and I was a defender of the console then. Right. And now I think it's just like this is the greatest era. We're heading to the greatest era of Xbox, and the community is more miserable than ever. And it just doesn't make sense to me. If anything, this moments like this should be when these people should be rallying together and should really just be like, no, man, y'all guys tripping. We got this, and that. I'm enjoying this. But it seems to be the opposite, where the more Xbox gives them, the more angry they are. It's a weird catch-22 conundrum. I did not expect it in a million years, because you could not convince me, Sega Forever, that if you told the Xbox fans now, and if you went back 11 years and told them this is what Xbox is going to look like in the next generation, they got Activision, Bethesda, like 40 games. They damn near released a whole generation's worth of exclusives in its first year of existence. I guarantee those same people who hate Xbox now back then would have heard that and their minds would have been blown. They wouldn't believe a word out your mouth. And yet here we are, and I don't know. Fortunately, what I like about you, I really like how you're the type, it just runs off your back. You're like, man, I'm just enjoying it. and I'm glad, and I like that. I like that mentality because for me, it gets. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes that's why I told you the other day. Look, man, I just be on Twitter for 5 minutes a day, see the nonsense, and I'm out because I work too damn hard to be sitting here scrolling through Twitter and see everybody who I followed, except for you, Shane G, Shizdo Elite, and like 3 other people. Everybody else are losing their minds over rumors and nothing's confirmed yet. Screw this. I'm out. I got better things to do.
It's funny about back then that there was the community of people that would actually talk about Microsoft buying everybody. Especially, but the sad thing about it is that these guys have left, man. Either they sold their soul, you know what I'm saying, dipped out. Some of them had legitimate reasons. People had families and stuff like that. So it all fell apart. But back then, you had to kind of watch your back. At least now, we expect it, and that's kind of why I say that now it's kind of like a little bit of a skirmish. Back then, it was an actual. You didn't know what to expect from anybody. People be flip flopping all the time and stuff like that. And then, of course, Microsoft. When Phil took over, I had a little bit of hope of what they were going to do because he was old school. But yeah, again, to your point, if you would have told me that they would have bought Activision King Blizzard, I'd be like, no. Or even over in Call of Duty, I just put it to you that way. I'd be like, no, it's impossible because at that time, COD was so huge, and it's not that it's not huge, right? But with all the issues that Activision had, of course, that kind of opened the door. We've been on that rabbit hole before. But yeah, Shane, dude, I mean, these guys are, I don't know, dude. That's why I always say, man, I always say this, dude. I get a lot of hate for it, but I just want Microsoft to just totally dominate this industry. Because in that case, man, the majority of this stuff will go away. You'll still have your haters, man, but as we all know, man, the community when it comes to this kind of stuff is small on both sides, and it's the stuff in the middle. So if you can get people thinking, like Hebot says, what did he say? Unlimited, was it mindshare perception? If you can get past that with a lot of these people, man, because they hear a lot of stuff secondhand and it's on mainstream media because mainstream media is pulling it from the gaming media about all the troubles. I mean, you can go on Bing right now and they're still talking about it, even though the bigger news today was what the Sony president said, the acting CEO said. Right, it's out there, but it's not on the level that people lost their minds. Like when Microsoft laid off 1,900 people. And then I shared a video of China, what's going on in China. They got people in China, man, like guys who tasted the middle class and the stock market joys of having a stock market. People, capitalism and having money to buy stuff, right? It gives them a certain sense of freedom and affluence. Dude, you have these dudes, man, and they can't do it on their own. They have Weibo over there, right, that they chat on. So they can't chat on the Chinese one, man, because when they do it, they all get shut down, right? So they've been running onto the embassy, the U.S. embassy. They've been going on the Indian embassy. Weibo chat, and they'll be talking all this smack, dude. They're like, oh man, I hope America comes in, brings their carrier, and wipes out the CCP. Right, that's the type of financial distress that they're having in China. And then I come back to this side, and people losing their mind over 1,900 people getting laid off. Again, bad, dude. I've been in that position. You don't want to be there, and I'm not trying to compare. Both countries are different in scale and scope, and of course the amount of money, and the class system and stuff like that. But what I am saying, just for people to have some perspective. That's the only reason I started sharing those videos. Right? Because again, like you're saying, man, these guys just absolutely lose their mind over every little thing. Which tells me, I'm like, dude, I don't know if we want you on this side. I'm not trying to kick anybody out, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, have some backbone, man. Have a spine, dude. If you gotta have thicker skin, man. If you can't handle this, like for me, with this news coming out, it is a game changer. Because there is a lot of justification now, and some would say cover. I don't say that because I think Microsoft. It just shows that they're on stronger standing than any other company right now in the gaming industry, right? But stuff like that comes out, it is a game changer. So, where am I, dude? I'm lost. Okay, T. Did you say T? Yeah, I can't wait till it don't matter if you have a TV-only console, PC, or handheld. You'll be able to access all your catalog games no matter where you choose to play. Well, I mean, I will have a bit of a problem with that. Right, and the reason why I say that I'll have a bit of a problem is because it's not a one for one on a lot of this stuff. The only way I won't have a problem is if Microsoft is running the shebang, right? But standardization, parity, and all that stuff is still going to be a thing. Pricing, right. That stuff is real. Like I know a lot of there's people saying what you're saying, dude, but it's not cut and dry in that sense. right? So Microsoft, to me, they have to put their foot down. That's what I'm going to look forward to tomorrow, looking at their game plan and stuff like that. Man, people be hating on Sarah Bond, dude. I hope she comes out and punches everybody in the face tomorrow, man. I mean, all the unnecessary hate that they're getting, dude. What you're dealing with right now is an actual in real time changing of the industry right in front of you. So when a lot of you guys talk about, I remember when ET came out and what happened to the gaming industry, or I remember the arcades crashed and the Street Fighter came along, right? We can talk about that stuff because we experienced it, stuff like that. This is your time. This is happening to you in real time. This is your ET. This is your arcade collapse. This is your Sega going third party. That's all of that is happening right now. So get on the right side of history. If that's my advice to you. Pete Reaper, they're making a lot more than just console only. What are you talking about? The games? What is that, T? The games? Is that what you're talking about? Shane G. Peter Oval is a clown. Oh, dude, this is what I'm talking about with Shane, man. Shane, dude, there is only black and white dude with this brother, man. I've seen him transform. That's the only reason I don't jump on him, right? Because he was on the other side mostly, and now he's trying now. But yeah, he's lost his mind too, in some aspects, right? It's just some of the stuff he's posting. It's kind of funny because I kind of do the same thing, but I'm totally trolling. I think he's trying to troll, but I think it does hurt him. This is what happens when you switch like that, and then you have brand loyalty, and then you switch into loyalty. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that, but that leaves you kind of out. And, you're going to end up with a man with no country. And I'll be honest with you guys, man, I thrive on that. If you guys follow me on social media, you guys know I'm psychotic. As far as you guys know that I have a tinfoil hat, dude. I'd be going down rabbit holes left and right. That's what keeps me sane, if I'm being honest with you. Like all the drama that was happening with Xbox, dude, it was fun to participate in it. And I just watched some anime. That's all I did. I started watching those videos on China, man, watching these people, man. I feel sorry for them. It reminded me because when I was growing up, dude, I was happening to the steel. And you guys know I'm a big Steeler fan. And how our industry here got totally whacked, man. And got shipped overseas and all that stuff. All that stuff that happened to the US, the manufacturing, industrial, the car makers, all that stuff is happening in China right now. Ironically, it's all that stuff went overseas, right? Back then. That hurt our workers. So China's going through that right now. And I kind of feel for them, man, because, like the guys here, that's kind of out of their control. You have big business and big money. It's crazy. So I've been diluting myself with that. Then I come over back to see what's going on with Microsoft. Yeah, I'm selling my console. I like people, man. They're like looking for rats to eat. They're sleeping on in the cold on the concrete. Right? There's all this stuff I see going on, and then I come over here and you sold all your games. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, man. That's why I can't. Dude, it's hard, man. I enjoyed 16. Yeah, I heard that was good, dude. They had like that boy band thing going on. Mm-hmm. As you know, I'm in Hawaii, man, so K-pop is huge. So.
Yeah. No, I thought 15 was the boy band one. 16. Was it 15? Yeah, 16 is the one that's more like just a hack and slash now.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. One of the reasons I don't gravitate towards Final Fantasy, man, because that was the epitome of the dude bro game when I was hardcore gaming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, these guys would like buy it. They didn't even finish it because they saw the commercial. I had no idea. It's ironic that you talked about Towerborn, right? Because the guys who made Towerborn actually made that other game that I love. Should they have 3 games? Baldur's? No. Crap, I can't think of it right now. But their game was turn-based.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the draws of their game was the animation or the art. Animation style, story, all of that stuff, but it was turn-based, and that's what kind of people get kind of turned off with turn-based, right?
Yeah.
So people would play in spite, and I remember people talking about, this is only an action game, and then you get Towerborn. So, that's what I see with Final Fantasy back in the day. A lot of people bought into that. And from my experience, I could count on my finger 4 people I knew that really played the game like that.
Yeah, that really played Final Fantasy or Banner Saga.
Banner Saga. Sorry, I mean not Banner Saga, but Banner Saga was the one I was talking about earlier. I'm sorry, but now I'm talking about Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up. But But that's why I have that type of way with me. Plus, I was playing other JRPGs at the time, dude. That I thought were
Yeah. You know, that's a good point. You know, there was a time where Final Fantasy was kind of considered for people who didn't know, really, if you want to be a poser, basically, you name Final Fantasy, but you didn't know about Chrono Trigger or anything like that. So
yeah.
you got a good point there.
A lot of those guys didn't realize that Final Fantasy. This is why when you have discussions with them, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know Final Fantasy was on Nintendo."
Yeah, yo, that's the ultimate giveaway.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate giveaways when you get that line.
Bro, I told you, man, and I know this for a fact, dude, because there's people that would make fun of gamers, man, like guys that I knew, which I didn't take it. I took it in stride, right? It wasn't as bad as back in the day, but I told you I told everybody the story on this channel, man. How this guy came, and I had to show him how to, talk to him about PlayStation because he wanted to play Madden. That's why I call these guys dude bros.
Right.
Because that was the beginning of all these people. Because of course Sony is known as an electronics company, not a gaming company, so they got a pass. See, that's the beginning of when everything went wrong with gaming. Because Sony always gets a pass with stuff. But I can't talk too much, man, because I was sipping the tea too, man. Because everything I own was Sony electronics. Right. I'll throw myself under the bus. Yeah. Realist says Shane had to ignore the weakness. Nah, dude, Shane like a shark, dude. He smells blood, and he's in there. He'd be lighting up my feed, man.
Yeah, Shane be getting on after them. Yeah, I'm too young to experience the prime days of Sony. I was there for PlayStation 1, and that's where my Sony knowledge begins.
It's funny, the things that they're like I felt they were known for, and they contribute to the industry. They stopped doing that, dude. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 kind of capitalized on that. But again, this is why I try and remind people, and then especially during that time, right? It's just like a lot of companies closed, man.
Yeah,
because the competition. So I think that's what some people don't understand when it comes to gaming. They look at it like games, but it's also a business.
Yep.
So that's why Totoki, man, that new CEO, that's what he's talking about. It's like these guys are creative, they understand business. So I forgot who it was, man. I think it was J-Dub. He said this funny comment because people are reading the translation of what he said. And then I think it was J-Dub that said something like, or the Xbox dude.
Oh, J-Rock.
J-Rock, yeah. J-Rock said something like, "Dang, sounds like Amy Hood took over Sony." I found that funny. I was cracking up, dude. I was cracking up because the realism of if you look at what these guys are saying on the money side, right? Hey, tomorrow we could be opening up. We get up tomorrow, watch this thing, dude. It's a new world. We could be stepping in a whole new world, right?
All right.
And when all that happens, then I'll just adjust accordingly. But I know after that, when I come home tomorrow, I'll be playing Power World. That's all I know. So,
right. Yeah.
That's, but the people that got the short stick today, man, and they're going to be hurt because they're always taking L's, dude. There's a pattern, Unlimited, and I know you kind of think this way because of your profession and the way you present your materials and how you speak and all of this stuff, dude. I'm pretty sure, I'm stuck in this, dude. I keep stuck in patterns and cycles.
Right.
So one thing I've always known with Xbox is like Xbox will have something good, then people will be like, oh, okay, and then something will come out and it'll be bad. Right? And PlayStation guys will dump on them. Right? And something happens to the Sony guy, right?
Yeah.
Like today, right? Like we had an awesome show, right? And these rumors started releasing, right? Everybody's losing their mind, and the ponies jump in, they're trying to give it to us, right? And then the Sony acting CEO comes out today and drops that bomb.
Yeah. Oh, that was great, man.
I was waiting for it to come. I didn't think it would come before because if you go back, dude, this hasn't happened for the last 3 years. And the only way I know this is one of the reasons I've become numb to it. Right? Because it's not reactionary. For these Sony guys, they don't know nothing, dude. They have no idea. They don't know about their own console. They don't know about their games.
Yeah, and again, it just blows my mind that anybody on the Xbox side just give them any credence, and anything short of laughing in their face for how stupid they are just boggles my mind. And by the way, I got to call out the insiders, man. Why didn't they predict today's results?
I know, right?
I mean, it's so weird how these guys seem to simultaneously know everything and know nothing. And then people and this what was driving me crazy a couple of weeks ago when someone really replied and went up in the comment of one of my videos, one of the podcasts we did, saying that oh no, these insiders are trustworthy. One day later after he posted that, Nate the Hate and everybody else was walking back to Starfield on PlayStation 5 stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And it just blows my mind that we have a community of gamers who see that stuff, and do they question it? No. Do they learn from it? Somehow, no. They'll feed. Watch the next live. Some of them going to feed even harder into it, even after lives are going to be exposed tomorrow, like how lives were exposed today.
No, 100%, man. These guys go all in on it, and it's sad. It's sad to see, right? Because it's just like, dude, just do a little bit of, use a little bit of common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As E-Rock was saying on your podcast, right? Some reasoning, right? Some critical thinking, which is sorely missing in society today, right? Like I said, that's why everything's emotional, everything's reactional. I can't hang with that, dude. I refuse to. I try and keep myself in check my own biases, because that's another thing people need to do, because they can't. You just can't do it on both sides.
Man, the Rockets.
Most people with over 10K. Oh, look at what Realist put. Most people with over 10K are clowns.
Yeah. What happens, Realist, is that they eventually get popular to where the sponsorships, the views, the money is way more important than anything. So the ones that got a bigger platform, they will do and say literally anything as long as it can attract your attention. That's it. They're basically attention whores, guys. Like they're no different than the Instagram models. Basically, except instead of being pretty women, they just say stupid stuff that gets you pissed off. No different. I mean, I kid you not. What? Show me what's the difference. You click on an Instagram model, all you're gonna get is like a link to OnlyFans or some other way to give her money. You go to these guys' channel, what are you going to get? An ad and then a link to their Patreon to give them money. Am I wrong?
Nope, 100%, dude.
Yeah, so that's why, that's why for me personally, and I've said this for a while, I don't care what the J Dubs and Kids Moves and all them, because they're going to do what they got to do. That's why I target the IGNs to Colin Moriarty so much harder. Because you're not going to convince me that you got a larger platform than all of us, and yet y'all are the biggest liars. No, get out of here. That's the antithesis how it'd be. Especially someone like me who grew up on the original G4 days, which that channel was literally a love letter to gaming, and it's the complete opposite. It's a miracle gaming has survived and is doing so well. Because the voices behind gaming are it turns out they're just the worst people. You know what I'm saying? Just the absolute worst. But
Faded Blaze, man. Look at Faded Blaze. Hey, welcome, brother.
Oh man, what's up, Faded Blaze? Yeah, man.
Go ahead. Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know how it is. They all become they become better accountants than I do when the finances come out. Like my ass went to school. My ass been an accountant professionally for 8 years. Hell, I'm working on becoming a CPA, but I don't know shit compared to these guys. They just have all the answers.
That's so funny, dude. Yep, that's 100%, man. So let me read Faded, dude. He said, "I still see ponies coping." Even when the news came out, yeah, dude, this stuff that again, it's not getting the coverage that Microsoft gets, right? Faded, but that was a bomb that dropped on these dudes, man. It's like the roaches when you turn on the light and they just disappear. I've seen a couple people, but not on the level that it's been for the last 2 weeks. These guys have disappeared. You know why? Faded, because they're scared. I said something kind of funny. But I mean, if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised. Right, because I think it was Peter Oval that said something, that put something out there. What do you expect from all the stuff coming out, and what Sarah or Phil's going to say? And I just flippantly wrote, tomorrow they're going to announce PlayStation games. Nintendo and Sony are going to announce their games on Game Pass. And the reason why I say that kind of stuff because of the way ponies think. Ponies, man, they live in their own mind, and they believe their own BS. You know, like they say when people lie so much that they can't see the truth anymore and they just believe their own BS. That's how I look at ponies. Right? This is why they don't bother me, man, because they don't have that. I have really no respect for these dudes. And so The reason why they're so quiet, man, because you say something like that and they're probably thinking it because they think the most outlandish stuff when it comes to Xbox and Microsoft. That when the script flips, right, and it's actually falling on them, you know that these dudes have all these thoughts going through their mind. Like they're kind of scared to see what might happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, because we all know on the Xbox side, dude, because we play games and we've been through the ups and downs of the gaming industry, right? We know how this stuff works. So when you see certain things happening with certain companies, we know we've been around the block, dude. And Sony, I know I've been saying this for a while because, like I said, I was a Sony fan back in the 90s, and they are not that same company. That's why I can speak on this. They are nowhere near the same company they were in the 90s. Their movies, they don't have the same amount of studios. Their movie don't produce. Sony Music doesn't produce like it used to, right? They have one or a few hits and stuff like that, patches in between. Their games aren't selling like they need them to sell, right? They're desperate for money, dude. Is what they are, and which a machination of their own devices, man, because they made certain choices, dude. Like I say all the time, dude. They're a company in 2024 trying to relive a 1990, and that's not working for them. So this is how I know, and I'm confident in the things I know when I see what Sony's going through. So when this president comes out, even after some of the news that came out earlier concerning Sony and the hints that was dropped by their leadership over on the Sony side, Sony proper, Sony Japan, right? Little tidbits that don't get picked up by the media, but guys like us that follow the news see it, right? This is not a surprise to me at all what this guy said. And you bring in a guy like that, right? Because it is a numbers game to them right now, and they want to flip. They want to flip it. So that's why that stuff's going to come to PC, which is karma to me, unlimited, man. Because these guys, they deserve this, man. Because they talk so much trash, dude. That's why I revel in it. This is why I know unlimited. I know he left Twitter, man. But this is why I stick around with Twitter, right? Just so I can revel in all this kind of stuff. Because it comes back around. These guys get caught in their BS all the time.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, another reason why I left Twitter, and it's not just because of the gaming stuff. I just toned down on the social media stuff in general. I'm one of those people. I have no interest in being on social media a lot, and I notice a lot of, especially the usual suspects, man. They be on. You think they lived in Hawaii the way they be posting at 3 a.m. Right?
Be on our podcast.
Yeah, man. I'll check out Twitter and say in the morning I see their tweet. It's at 3:15, and that ain't my time. I know that's for damn sure. And so for me, it's just that look, there are a lot of social media addiction's a real thing. Your boy Unlimited is just one of them people who's like, nah, I ain't gonna be one of them people whose life is based around all that nonsense, man. So that's another reason why I be on there less and less. It's a spiritual reason with it too, because social media truly is at this point starting to seem like it's from the devil at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of let's put things this way. Instagram there's a term called maps, and I'm not going to explain what that is because I don't want to get you shut down. But I hope them people die. And I'll leave it at that.
Really?
Yeah. You know what maps are, right?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I'm pretty naive with this kind of stuff, and I only use it to serve my own selfish purposes and entertainment purposes. I got people coming at me, man, because I post like scripture and stuff like that on my post. They get all mad.
Oh, I mean that's going to happen regardless,
Oh yeah.
I follow this girl Melanie Mack. All she does is talk about Jesus, and people hate her guts.
Dude, I remember I followed her for the longest time. Dude, I've known her since she was on the I followed her on social media, but she was part of that girl gaming group that was pretty good back in the day.
Oh, okay.
I forgot the name of them, dude. Oh, okay. Oh man, yeah, that's
yeah. Instagram has a huge problem with them, and that's why you'll see me just like some of the stuff you post, or I'll send something to the chat before we do a podcast. But I'm like, nah, man, them I'll be banned if I kept replying to every one of them. So
you know how I am about my pop culture, bro. I'll be warm with people.
Yeah.
So just one, and I know it was a younger girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to understand her point, man, but she's just taking like, "Oh, guys suck," and we're all decrepit and
right.
Like this kind of stuff. Right, and I was trying to tell her, "No, just don't watch it. Just skip it. Don't watch it. Just watch what you want to watch." And she kept on going down this road about how she basically like sitting on her moral high horse, preaching to me. And I'm looking at her. I was like, "Hey, you know what? This stuff called pornography Why don't you go deal with that? You know, it's all good.
Right.
Why don't you go deal with that first, and then come back and talk to me?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
you know,
porn, OnlyFans, all that is a bigger harm to women than saying you don't want to see an ugly woman in a video game. I
yeah.
promise you that.
Try and go tell a woman that's in that industry how you feel, and what she tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. Don't you preaching to the choir in a sense, right? You know, and that's the problem with a lot of people now. They talk to you because they know they can,
Hmm.
when they should be going to like the people that they can't talk to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can save all that.
Yeah. Yeah. See that's what you see that's how I see climate change and all that.
Oh yeah,
Look, I'm not going to deny that there's been. I mean, because just look at history. Look at how. No, but my thing has been: don't tell me that driving my car is killing the planet when there are factories in China that's blowing so much smog people can't even breathe right. You know what I'm saying? And so
oh
my thing has always been: be mad at the producers who are actually causing it, and don't get mad at someone driving to their 9 to 5. That's bullshit. They are
yeah,
not the reason why, and then what really pissed me off is this idea, and I'm not, and I don't mean to be political here, but it's this idea that taxing folks is the solution to pollution. And I'm just like, come on now. I'm not stupid. Don't tell me that taking more money out of my pocket is going to somehow going to stop the polluted rivers and the and the plastics and foods and stuff. No, you got to go to and they don't go to the heart of the problem. That's what makes it so comical to me, and why I take almost I take almost no I don't know social justice or whatever you call them. I
yeah.
take almost none of them seriously because they pretend to get mad at the wrong people, and until I start seeing them, hey, until I see them get mad at China factories for the true pollutions and stuff like that, I'm not going to take a word out their mouth seriously because no, I'm sorry, Sega Forever posting a Bible quote is not the reason why. Is not the reason why a country might target gay people, whatever the fuck you be mad at. That's just not how it works. The individually, nobody causes that much harm individually. The problem is always something bigger. Politicians.
Yeah.
It's
People
either
with
politicians, some form of corporations or stuff like that. Something bigger that has more impact that are usually the brunt causes, and they never target them. I mean, so many got. I mean, so many freaking Biden sense out there. What I'm saying that will just ignore some of the stuff he's done, and then pretend that it's if you're a conservative, then you're no. Someone who posted conservative views on Twitter is not out here causing the real issues that these elected officials do, and it's on both sides. So don't think I'm sitting here just shitting on Democrats or anything. No, there's plenty of shitty Republican elected officials who cause great harm to people as well, and whose policy has fucked people over too. It's at this point, it's really just to me one big brotherhood of the worst. Because I don't know. To me, I think you got to be a bit of a sociopath to be a lifelong politician, to where your goal is to win votes, not actually to help people. You know what I'm saying?
That's where the uniparty comes from, right? That's
Yeah,
what
yeah. And I don't mean to go on a tangent like that, guys. It's just that sometimes when you bring up a certain topic, I can't keep my mouth shut because it just be so crazy to me that the people who are told they're the bad guys are not the real bad guys, and then they don't target the people who really are causing the big issues.
Yeah.
And
it's harder, right? It's harder.
Yeah.
Well, Unlimited, you happen to know that after last year and this year, pollution is not a problem in China anymore.
Oh yeah.
Their industry, dude. I mean, dude, it's bad.
Yeah.
Bad. That's how bad.
I mean, I don't think people, guys, if for anyone who might think I'm some type of crack job, hey, what's up, Mike Johnson? Homie Mike Johnson done followed you from my channel to here. That's what's up, man. I got you new videos. But yeah, guys, I'm not like guys. My views that I have, the reason why I speak about them so deeply is because these are stuff that I at least try to educate myself on, right? So I'm not saying it ignorantly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying it because I saw a 30-second TikTok like half the people do today and base my opinion off something that's incorrect, because stuff is too nuanced to base in a TikTok for 30 seconds most of the time.
Yeah.
And so And so, what I need my climate activists out there to do, just Google the most polluted cities in the world, and all of them are either in India or China. I kid you not. It's going to be a long time before you see an American, a Mexican, Canadian, or any say Western country on that list. It's going to be bunch of Chinese, I mean, bunch of Indian, bunch of Chinese, probably some of the African countries where they're doing a lot of mining. Because let's not forget, that's how we get the resources in our technology is mining for stuff like cobalt and other hard to find
Fine.
minerals. Yeah, minerals and elements and stuff, right? So those places tend to be a bit more polluted with some of the worst working conditions and unfortunately is often the source of modern slavery you'll find in some of those African countries with that type of economy. And hell, I argue North Korea is also a slave country too, but that's for another day, I guess. But the point is, the point is Sega Forever. Um, you know, the world, the ills of the world is not due to people on social media. They might be crazy and lunatics, some of them, but they're not the ones. They're not the main ones causing it. And yet the energy just seems to go to the wrong people, and it just makes them all look so goofy to me.
Well, I'm just gonna say, the opinions expressed by Unlimited Productions.
Oh yeah. Are mine and mine alone. So do not attack anyone or take it forever.
No, dude, like I said, dude, I'm way worse than you are. Dude. But I do enjoy going down rabbit holes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But other Zing, dude, welcome, dude.
Yeah, well, I just hope I'm making sense and I'm not sounding like like one of them social media lunatics who just. I mean,
No,
you could tell they don't know what they're talking about. And for me, if I don't know what I'm talking about, dog, I'll just keep my mouth shut, really, and let I'll let somebody else who's more knowledgeable than me just speak on it, right? And
you have a resume
yeah,
of just in your channel alone, dude. Like your channel's blown up, dude. But your presentation, man, how you present things, the research you do, there's a lot of people that trust you, man. Like you said, Mike Johnson came over here.
yeah. And
Oh,
by the way, Mike Johnson's a PlayStation guy. But me and Mike Johnson, we
yeah,
homies, man. He's one of he. You know what I like? See, and this is what people don't understand, and this is what see people sometimes if somebody say a fan of the other side, they'll just get kicked out immediately, or the chat would jump on them. I defended Mike for some of his crazy views on PlayStation. I say crazy because I'm fucking with you, man. But other than that, but he don't. But what made me like Mike Johnson is that he didn't come in my chat like the ones that the trolls that be in 100 chat. Really, PlayStation sold 90 million. Xbox sold 10 million. Those are the guys I kick out. So I'm like, nah, you don't come in here lying to me, pretending Sony's all great. Because I'll bust the numbers on you in a heartbeat, man. I'm the wrong guy to play with stuff like that. Especially after today, man. Do you know how many links and articles and charts I'm collecting, man? Because I'm waiting for tomorrow. Oh, I cannot wait for tomorrow. And if I promise you, man, if there's gonna be PlayStation in there, I'm gonna shut him down immediately.
oh yeah, dude. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be like I said, dude. I've been positive on tomorrow's show or tomorrow's event, whatever they're calling it. Because to me, this is one of those things that they wouldn't normally have done except for that leak. That's another thing that pisses me off. I kind of talked about this the other day, where some stuff that you might get tomorrow was stuff that maybe they were planning as a surprise later on down for other showcases. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Hey, sorry to cut you off, man, but I gotta get going. I do gotta work in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it ain't Hawaii time. Excuse me, here. So
Oh yeah,
I'll be in the chat, man. Listen to the rest of the show. But
yeah.
you have a good night, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Unlimited. We're gonna wrap it
Yeah,
up. I'm gonna rip through this thing, and then yeah, because I gotta get going too.
yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on, dude.
All
Appreciate
right.
it. Shane, I hate these pony bots so bad at this point. I want Xbox to do whatever pisses them off the most, as long as we keep getting an Xbox console in the form of Game Pass. Yeah, Shane. I seen what you posted earlier on Twitter. What you think? I kind of in agreement with you about what you posted. I don't think it's going to be that much. I don't think me personally, it's my personal opinion. I don't think things are going to change all too much, man. I think a lot of the stuff we're hearing was stuff that's discussed and we should not have found out about. And every company does that, right? When they're looking at things, when things are happening in real time, trying to stay competitive and stuff like that. Again, the stuff that came out with Sony justifies that. The news that came out today, that this is an industry thing, not just an Xbox thing, like the media likes to make it out to be. Nothing like that, dude. This is affecting everybody. Even Nintendo. I know you guys, the Nintendo guys have been kind of sticking their head out, so I've been kind of hitting on them a little bit. But that's what it tells me, that this encompasses the industry as a whole, even though they want to make it that it's gloom and doom for Xbox. But yeah, dude, I mean, Game Pass, I don't think that's going to go away at all. It can't. Maybe, is there a price coming? I think you said about a price change, possibly. Guys, I mean, I know this is not a popular opinion, but I would pay more just because I'm used to paying before for the type of entertainment I would get back in the day, man. Like people wonder why I keep my Netflix, even though it's like $22 for me now, and I tell them straight up, I was like, because my cable bill was $140, and I never really used it. Faded Blaze, to be honest, I shouldn't expect much from what Phil Spencer has to say, because even though they won, FTC is still trying to break up. Yeah, FTC, man, that's what I talked about on my channel. That's what makes me the most upset about all of this. Not even had anything to do with the gaming aspect of the court case, Faded, but just the governmental power and abuse. These guys, they have bigger fish to fry than worrying about what Microsoft is doing right now. Microsoft, but the reason why he's getting attention is because Microsoft's such a big corporation, and that's what it boils down to them, right? Which they shouldn't be doing. And there's just so much going on in the world right now that those resources can go, that they could use the money and the time and the resources to go after. And like I told you guys, case in point, the stuff with Sony, nobody batting an eye with that. They bought Crunchyroll. Now they're losing. Funimation is being lost. They're rolling it up into Crunchyroll. The price is going up. That's not consumer friendly, right? Where was the FTC on that stuff, or all these other regulatory agencies? Again, it's unfair, I know, but that's just our lot in life as people that are support and consumers of Microsoft, to include Xbox guys. So today we got the Sony news. That's the same day that Madam Web flopped. You think that was the distraction, Faded? The only thing I've been seeing on social media about Faded that I've been seeing on social media that people have been sharing is the picture of the two stars. I didn't know who they were. So they're in very they're very beautiful women, right? They're wearing very I want to say provocative, but the dresses and stuff that they show off their attributes very nicely. And so that's what everybody was focusing on. Then I heard this other story, I won't mention it out here, that was off the wall, so I don't even know if it's true, but if it is, it's kind of sick. But it is what it is. That's the only thing I've heard from that. And I've heard that empty theaters and like a 16% rating or something like that. I wasn't planning to watch it, guys. Anyway, like I said, my time right now for me is very precious, even more so than the money. And I'm not saying I value both, but if I had a choice to watch something like Madam Web or play Power World or do this podcast or talk to you guys or play another game on Xbox or watch something on Netflix, I mean, that's very low on the list. That's how it is for a lot of stuff for me right now, guys. Because I tend not to, I'll just move to some place. I'll move to a space and occupy a space where I can enjoy myself. Star Wars, Disney, act stupid. Then I'll go watch Netflix. Marvel, don't know how to put a story together. They paint themselves into corners, have no idea how a multiverse works. I'll go watch K-dramas. K-dramas do multiverse, and they do it old school. So I bought, like I told you guys, I bought the complete series of Stargate Atlantis, dude. I'm rewatching that with my daughter, having a good time. Word Up Unlimited production. These insiders don't know Jack. Yeah, Zing. 100%. And again, like Unlimited was saying, I tweeted this earlier too. I was like, where were they on this news for Sony? Nowhere to be found, right? Yeah, welcome, Mike, man. And I've seen you on the chat on Unlimited show. Thanks for being here, brother. I don't do the full gamut like Unlimited, man. He's a tough active follow, but we do what we can. But it's always welcome anybody that comes on board. Yeah, yeah, Unlimited. He went radio silent, man, but I'm pretty sure he sees this comment. Mike Johnson said, "What's up?" Until Unlimited. Mike Johnson, tomorrow the big day. Yeah, and all implications, man. Not just for Xbox guys. I don't think. I think it could be because of the news that dropped today, and it could be industry wide. Like I said, guys, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what's being said. Again, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know I troll and I'm a bit flippant when I do my tweets. But there's kernels of truth that I post as well. Tomorrow could be like one of the biggest. I don't know, dude. The way my mind works, guys, I'm trying not to say the stuff I honestly feel, but just because I understand how things can be misconstrued and people in our community lose their minds. Not here in the chat, but we know what I'm talking about, guys online. What's up, Anthony, man? Welcome, dude. Always good to have you, man. Yep, here we go. Here we go, brother. Cheers. I was thinking about ordering some sushi, man, but the sushi place I ordered from is closed, dude. So no Japanese beer for me. No sushi and Japanese beer for me, dude. But welcome, man. I was glad to have you here. Pepe, man. Hey, man, long time, bro. I picked up Suicide Squad and Banishers today for Xbox. Yeah, dude, Banishers looks super cool. I still haven't picked up RoboCop. I still haven't gotten Infinite Wealth, like a dragon. I haven't been able to go to the store, man. Like when I finished it, I could come home. I wasn't sure if I had to pick up my son. So I just been standing by. That's why I did the podcast too, because I really couldn't do anything. But I think he's finished and he got a ride. I'm trying to text him, but he's at that age and he's busy too. Really proud of my son, man. He's been doing a lot of stuff prepping for his final year since he's graduating. So moving on to the next level. Yeah, dude, let us know, man. Let us know what you think about it. I know how Unlimited, man. There's a lot of people I see with positive thoughts on Suicide Squad. Because some of the stuff when the reviewers, man, this is a problem I have with reviewers. Sometimes they need to look at themselves in the mirror, read what they're writing, and realize, man, it's them. It's not really the game. Some of these guys, when they do these reviews, you can tell they're jaded, or they make that false equivalency to another game that they might like or not like. You should never do that, man. You should play the game for what it is. You can make comparisons, like in the sense of like certain things remind you of stuff. But even then, man, just go in with a clean slate, dude. That's why it's always good to get reviews from people that actually love the game. And they put in too, right? Because we gotta buy our own stuff, so we're gonna be honest with what we're talking about. Like I was saying the other day, man, there's stuff that of a game I might not like, but that one or two things doesn't ruin the entire experience for me, man. I'm taking the game as a whole, and is it giving me what I want? And I'm also subconscious of that because everything, of course, is subjective, right? But yeah, I'm happy for you, dude. Enjoy it, man. Hopefully, I get to pick up like a dragon. I like to pick up Banishers, man. I try and support Focus Entertainment as much as I can, because I like the stuff I love the stuff that they put out. I like the fact that they supported Game Pass the way that they did. So yeah, I know Banishers is not on Game Pass, which is fine, because I'll just probably pick it up and just put it in my backlog and play it later just to support them. Suicide Squad, dude, I was thinking about picking up, but man, I picked up the other one. The other one when Batman dies and then the crew comes in. Dude, that game is awesome, man. Shout out to Unlimited for tuning me into that game. Because you guys know I'm a Marvel guy. I'm more on the Marvel side. Faded Blaze. The reason Madam Web flopped is because Sony is forced to release a Spider-Verse movie every 2 years. If they don't, Disney will take the license back. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So they are trying to build their own Spider-Man universe, but man, dude, I don't know what they were thinking with that. From what I hear. From what I hear about it. Like the Venom, I like the first one. I have the second one. I just haven't watched it yet. But I bought the second one and predicated on the first. How much I like the first one, because the first one kind of took me by surprise. Not saying that I thought it was going to be bad, but I enjoyed it way more than I thought it would. But again, that Faded, dude, I have so much stuff I need to catch up on and that I need to watch. I'm falling behind on all my shows. That one anime I talk about all the time, Freeing. That they have new episodes I didn't know about, so I'm trying to catch up with that. Me and my daughter's been trying to watch Spy Family on Crunchyroll. So we caught up on a few of those episodes. Man, I'm way behind on all my Korean dramas, which I was planning to knock out this week, right? I just have like 2 or 3 episodes on most of my series to knock them all out. I kind of jump around a lot, dude. I got to discipline myself a little bit more when it comes to entertainment. I've been doing a bang-up job, in my opinion, when it comes to my Game Pass play. I've been playing variety, right? Because there's a lot of stuff to play, a lot of stuff I've been enjoying, and it's made my playing Game Pass more enjoyable as well, dude. Just the amount of games they have, dude, across the board is just amazing, and they're good. So I'm stuck on Power World, man. Now that I've leveled up and I'm picking up stuff, and I can do more things and exploring more. right? I've been enjoying it. Yeah, that's too bad, dude. It's too bad that they're. I mean, what I mean by too bad is too bad they're under that contract. Because I don't want Disney to do. Yeah, I just want Disney to fail at this point, dude. They just ruined everything. Oh, is it tomorrow the Nintendo Direct faded? I thought it was today. That's what I was asking around today. Imagine, dude, if Phil goes on the Nintendo. No, I don't know if he can if it's at the same time, right? Where's the Nintendo Direct? Anyway, I was saying stuff like, man, wouldn't it be weird if like one or the other show up on their thing, or if something's getting mentioned? Dude, I'm telling you, dude, if it comes to pass that because Game Pass, given the financials that we've seen, dude, and how popular Game Pass is, and again, for a lot of people, man, I think you guys need to keep in mind um, the economic, the economy right now. I think Game Pass would be way higher if it wasn't for the economy. I think it'd be interesting if we heard news like they're bringing their games to Game Pass, both Nintendo and Sony. That's what I was. That's when I heard what the Sony president said, man. Like he talked about multi-platform. To me, that's a red flag right there. That they're looking for avenues to put their stuff out so that people will play it and people will buy it. And as we know, man, developers have talked to them. It's been successful for them to get their product out there. On the flip side, when and I know they're having an issue with it now, not really bad, but they're dealing with how the rotation of their stuff, right? Because they have all these contracts, they're working on all these different people. You don't want to harm any of the developers or the publishers that are working with you. You know what I'm saying? As Netflix found out the hard way when a lot of these studios started pulling their content and then trying to charge them an arm and a leg. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm looking, just because of everything that happened today, faded, that I'm looking forward to all the stuff that comes out tomorrow. Oh, right on. Yeah, see the realist, man. See, he plays games, playing Banishers right now, dude. Yeah, let us know how it is, dude. You and Pepe get to be talking about it. I'm playing Deathstroke and loving it. Yeah, so I was playing Dick Grayson, Nightwing. Absolutely loved it, dude. The gameplay is solid, dude. The control is top notch. Everything. The story in that game is amazing to me, man. It rivals any type of stuff that any studio um, putting out as far as TV and movies is concerned, man. I mean, the writer and the production value on that game is top notch, in my opinion. Like I said before, when I talked about it earlier on another podcast, the opening scene alone for me was I knew I made the right choice. The way that they did Batman and Ra's al Ghul, dude, that's classic, dude. That's classic Batman. So I just gotta find the time to jump back on it. Dude, we just got too many games. I'm playing Saints Row, $8. I just beat Suicide Squad. Yeah, Shane, I saw that. Was it you that posted it on Twitter? The price? Somebody posted it on Twitter. There's two games, right? That was on sale. And I haven't got a chance to really look at it, dude. I missed the other sales. There's some games I gotta pick up, but I just got too busy. But I'll definitely check it out this weekend. Oh, you already beat Suicide Squad? Jeez, bro. You hardcore, man. The realist. I wanted Xbox to buy Focus, but now I'm not so sure. But realist, I don't know, but I think they got something going on with them. In fact, I think that's what Microsoft did. They didn't buy every single person, i.e., that list that was exposed that we were supposed to see. But you can tell they have partnerships with them, like from Sega across the board for that content. And again, this is why I wasn't stressing about what was going on with all the news that was coming out about what all the rumors that are being said. Because you can see that Microsoft has put a lot of things in the works. So why would they shoot themselves in the foot? Then again, we'll find out again tomorrow. All right, but yeah, that would be a good pickup. Humble Games, love their stuff. Um, who's the other people, man? I can't think of them right now. There's just a bunch of people that they've been working. Sega, of course, you guys know I'm a huge Sega fan. I'll be always wanting Microsoft to buy them. But yeah, dude, Focus is awesome. I like it. And that's the thing with Game Pass. Right now, why I'm enjoying it so much because it's turning me into the person I was back when I was younger, and the way I used to play games and consume my media. When it comes to gaming, and what I mean by that is industry based, right? The teams, the guys who actually were ahead of the teams, like you guys. I don't know if you guys heard, but the lead, and of course the boss of the guys who run Unity Chronicles passed away, right? So it reminded me of the time when the guys that I followed back in the day. You just kept up with all this stuff, man. You knew little things about them, man, and you're that ingrained in everything. That's what I talk about when I look at these kind of things. So that's how I feel now, right? Actually following the developers, going to their websites again, following the games, understanding what they're doing, what their mission, what their goals is. I just don't watch the events from Microsoft. That's why I have a full plate. When Phil comes out and the Xbox does their showcases, stuff like that. If you notice, other developers and the developers that tend to be associated with Game Pass, they've been doing their own shows as well. And I'm not saying that's just because, right? But then I just gravitate over to them, like the guys who did Lamplighter League. Dude, I need to buy that, dude. I forgot to buy it. I just want to buy it because I need to buy a game. I'm trying to get my thing to 300,000. My reward points, my Microsoft points to 300,000. So I need to pick up a couple games full price. So I'll do that. Yeah, so that would have been a good pickup to me. I mean, I think they could still do it, man. I don't sweat the FTC at all, dude. They can do whatever they want to do. Like I said, they got their hands full. This is an election year. There's other things they should be worried about. If you're talking about anime, watch Solo Leveling. Yeah, Faded. I have been. That kind of irritated me though, because not the anime itself, but what I like to do is I like to power watch. I like to power watch stuff, man. I just like to just sit there and watch as much as I can. If I have to stop, that's fine. But at least I know the next day I can come back and it's there for me to watch again. Right. So that's what I like to do it. But yeah, I watched it not knowing that there was only a couple episodes, so I watched them all. It was awesome, dude. When they were in that one room, no, I won't get into detail. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. If you guys don't have Crunchyroll, go get Crunchyroll, right? And then watch Solo Leveling. And then watch Free and watch some of these, dude. I'm telling you guys, man. And I know the dub and the sub thing is an issue for most. I do everything subbed, right? I can read fast. And then a lot of these shows, I end up watching it over and over again because I love it so much. Because it's a lot of stuff. The story, the characters, the world building, right? For me, the action, right? A lot of the stuff they do in this stuff, man, just takes me back again to when I was younger. And I enjoyed like reading, watching cartoons and reading Marvel comics and stuff like that. Dude. It's just crazy. Yeah, great anime. Awesome anime, dude. I didn't think I'd like it as much, dude. But just from those, I think it was like 2 episodes actually. Just from those 2 episodes. But anyway, when they were trapped in that room, dude, that was really well done. Dude, I put it on par with anything that Hollywood's putting out right now, dude. That's a testament to the level of storytelling and development and craft that anime has now, and how far Hollywood has dropped. Because it's a combination of the two. Oh, there's my boy. What's up, dude? Sega man. What's up, brother? Just doing a quick one, man. I don't know if you saw the news that dropped today from Sony, from the horse's mouth, man, from the acting CEO himself, man, basically chastising the Sony Pony Nation for not buying their crap, for not supporting their brand. They're going PC day one, looks like, and looks like they're going multi-platform. And of course, I wanted to troll some of these dudes, bro. And I'm going all in and saying that their games, as well as Nintendo's, because Nintendo guys, man, they've been kind of uppity. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I've seen a couple of them stepping out of their lane, and I was like, okay, dude, if you guys want that work, come here. Dude, I know 100 ain't on Twitter as much anymore, but I'll fill that role. I'll fill that role, dude. Put the smackdown on you. Right? So I basically went all in. I went all in, brother. I was like, yeah, dude, you guys stuff might end up on Game Pass day one. How about that? And you guys sitting over here saying, Xbox has to put their games on PlayStation and Nintendo, how it'd be beneficial to them. Sega man, the same crap they told our beloved Sega back in the day, right? And then when it happened, what happened? None of these dudes bought anything, right? And then our company struggled and suffered for the next couple of years. And that's where I knew these dudes were all about their own brand, their brand and their only brand. They weren't gamers, right? And Sega suffered, dude. Well, you ain't gonna pull that with Microsoft, dude. Microsoft got $3 trillion. So yeah, dude, I remember those days, dude. That's what I've been telling on Twitter too. And I told this one dude was talking his yin yang, dude. I was like, yeah, Sega says hi, brother. You fooled me once, you ain't gonna pull this again, especially with a corporation like Microsoft, dude. I'm going all in on these dudes, man. I'm telling them, dude, this is Machiavellian. This could be Machiavellian. What Phil and Satya had a talk, man. They could be tearing this stuff from the inside out. Doing what they're doing with sharing their stuff, they're coming in there, right, and taking over your console, man, making their stuff the most popular stuff on the console, and then having the people come over. I'm a more scorched earth kind of guy, brother, so I would prefer them to just drop the nuke, but by whatever means necessary at this point, especially with all these people losing their minds, all these pony bots being irritating as they always are, but they went next level these last 3 weeks, 3 weeks, brother. But thanks for being here, my brother. I know it's late where you are too. I bought the original Saints Row for $150 last year around February. Dang, faded. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I think I played one of the games. I don't even know which one it was. And I didn't finish it. But it's not a bad series, man. I think the direction they took last year, that was a creative choice, so I didn't jump on them as much. But obviously people didn't like it. Then it got bad press in the news. You know how things are now, dude, in gaming. That's why I tell people play their games. If you're a gamer, dude, just play the game and then see for yourself. Because people tell me stuff all the time. And then sometimes it's not that they're wrong. It's just that you can see that their bias is influencing their thought, their reviews or the videos that they're doing, and which has no bearing on me because if it doesn't bother me and I like it, right? But yeah, dude, that's a good pickup. And that's another thing, man, about the ecosystem stuff, man. It's a give and take thing, dude. If you guys know how to utilize the system, man, you come out ahead, right? And it'll give you more. And I'm talking about buying games. Then it gives you more financial stability to buy the games that you wanna. You get to pick and choose. It gives you choice. That's what I love about the ecosystem in Xbox. You have choice. Like I don't have to buy something if I can't afford it. I don't have to buy anything if I don't have the time to play it. But I also can buy it if I want to. It's there for me. The choice is mine. 100% and absolute. So, funny thing is that's Faded Blaze. Funny thing is that's the only thing Sony got money off of me for Crunchyroll. Yeah, me too. Even if they raise the price, I'll stick with it because me and my children watch it. I watch Crunchyroll on the same level that I watch Netflix, right? Because I end up watching stuff with my kids. Because the way anime is across the board, guys. They cover just the anime itself is just it's not they have multiple genres within anime. I watch a lot of the cooking stuff, dude. I watch a lot of the fantasy stuff, action stuff, and then they do amalgamation of that stuff all in one sometimes, man. I'm watching an anime which I bought for $4.99, the complete season on Xbox during Anime Month. One time they put it on there, but it's about a guy who comes from our timeline, goes over into a fantasy world, and he's basically a salaryman, right? So when he goes there, he doesn't have any powers, any abilities, kind of timid type of dude, typical Japanese frontman. And so the funny thing is that you see that the ability it's just something that's off the cuff, but it's entertaining, right? And then the way they write it, like you can tell that the guy who wrote this manga really enjoyed what he was creating, and the people that are making the anime based off the manga is taking the time and the care to translate that into the actual show that you're watching. So, yeah, dude, I'm all in on Crunchyroll. Yeah, and like you said, dude, that's probably that and Spider-Man is about the only money that Sony will ever get from me because my son likes Spider-Man, so we go and watch all the movies. Yeah, Sega Man, game over, brother. It's a game It's a game changer, man. It is a game changer, bro. The multi-platform station. Yeah, it's gonna be from the remake station to the multi-platform station. That's what happened, bro. That's a perfect example, bro, of karma, right? These guys been talking all this yin yang for the last 2 weeks, and look what happened to them. And it happened to them for years, dude. It's been happening like this. It's been happening to them for years, dude. The last couple of years, man. They be talking trash, and then boom, it blows up in their face because then Sony comes out and says something, and they're big on their face. I give them credit though. They're better than the X. They're stronger than the Xbox side. They're not fragile. They are not deterred. Right? They'll come back and they'll still keep on doing it. I don't know about this time though, man. Just saying, man. If there's an announcement where their games are coming to Xbox Game Pass, like you said, I don't know if you saw the article, man, but the way that guy was talking, I'm not saying this is gospel, guys. I'm just thinking out loud here. Right? When you read what that guy was saying, based on the translation, what that guy was saying, right? They want more hands on their product. They want more eyes on their product. And as we know from what developers, publishers have been saying about Game Pass, right? If you see what's happening with Power World right now, right? Do people and with other games on that service, dude, people are playing games they normally wouldn't play. And why that's really important is you can make a fan out of somebody. Right? I know this from fact, dude. I grew up reading comic books. Right? You would talk to somebody about comic books because you're so enthralled by it. They would listen to you and say, that sounds pretty good. You let them borrow a comic book or they pick up a comic book and they instantly become a fan. Right? That's the exposure that these games, the possibilities that these publishers, besides the cost and all that kind of stuff, right? You have a bunch of people, like I tried to explain to my kids, right? The reason why certain companies function the way they are, dude. If you have a company like Coach, right, that's why they sell their purses for $400 or $500, right? Then they have a select clientele that buys that stuff that keeps them in business, keeps them profitable, keeps them very profitable, right? And then you have the Walmart mentality where you have a bunch of people, right? They serve the greater community, so though even things are cheaper, you have millions of people buying their stuff, and that's how they make their profit. Right? To me, that's what I think about when I look at Game Pass. Right? Because Game Pass reminds me of that, and that's why I like. Again, shout out to Showstopper. The ecosystem fits them perfectly because they'll get your money one way or the other, dude. All these sales isn't just coming from the goodness of Xbox heart. I mean, I like what they do, right? But they are a brand. They're trying to build their brand, but more importantly, dude, they're trying to get you in the ecosystem to where this becomes second nature because it is for me. Even though I take myself out of it from time to time, right? So I don't want to be a mindless consumer, mindless zombie, right? And independent thinking, think critically, as Erock was saying. Right? I do all of that stuff, right? So I check myself at times, but it's just the convenience of it, man. The cost effectiveness of it. So it's all good. In other words, yeah. So multi-platform station. We'll see what happens tomorrow, Sigma. Because if something like that happens, dude, I kind of teased it in a podcast I did talking, like I said, talking out loud, man. But I don't see why not. How does it feel, Ponybots? Yeah, dude, we have Shane G in here, Sega, man. Dude, Shane G, dude, he's been ruthless on Twitter, man. That dude is a shark, man. I'm gonna call him the Great White. That boy, it's Shark Week, dude. Every time Shark Week, I'm gonna say, hey, Shane, it's Shark Week, man. Handle your business, because he's been vicious on Twitter, man. Don't step in correctly with Shane, man. He'll put the smack down. Yeah, Pepe, man. Again, thanks for being here, brother. Only bad thing is people lost their Funimation purchases and shutting down. Yeah, no, Pepe, I'm not in agreement with that happening. If you don't misconstrue me, I'm just saying I was on the Crunchyroll side, right? Like for me, I know some of the animes I bought on the Microsoft store are Funimation, so I don't know. I think it was one of the guys. Was that you, Faded, that said that last podcast that it should be okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm old, brother. Um, yeah, so I'm not, bro. Trust me, man. I know. I've lost stuff too with digital. That's why I kind of go with Voodoo and with Microsoft because they're big corporations. Doesn't mean they're 100% or they're bulletproof, but I'm just saying I course corrected my purchasing of stuff because of that because I've lost stuff, music and movies, and some of the stuff you can never get back, dude. Some of the stuff that I bought, dude, it's not available anywhere, and I can't afford to buy a physical. It's a ridiculous amount. If you want to talk about like how Sigma talks about some of these games being freaking super expensive, man. And I laugh because like I think one of the games you talked about was iHander, and I actually had that game. I had the full game because I liked it so much. I used to play. I was like Sega Man back in the day. Not that I'm not now. I don't play them as much, but I play shoot 'em ups all the time. Shmups, as he calls them. That was my jam. That fighting games, platformers, and sports games. Used to play Tecmo Bowl all the time, dude. I was addicted to that game, especially Tecmo Bowl 2, especially Tecmo Bowl 3. That was good times, guys. Yeah, so I feel for you, brother. I've been there myself. I just never got into Funimation on that level to where I subscribed to them. Just Crunchyroll was just there. I don't know why I picked them. I think it was because of Attack on Titan was on there, and I just follow where Attack on Titan was. And then my kids wanted to watch that stuff, so I think my daughter was the one that actually picked it. And I started, like I told you guys, I started watching it just to watch what they watch, and I've become the bigger fan than both my kids. It's kind of sad, actually. Funny had the better online APP overseas. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, my daughter was explaining that to me. What she liked about it. Yeah, she's more into it on that level, right? And what I meant by what I do is I watch anime way more than my kids do. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, with some of this stuff, I leave my kids behind because they want to watch with me or they want to play games with me. I was like, dude, I gotta move on. I can't be waiting on you. Like my daughter right now, she's with her friends. I was gonna take her to dinner, man, have some Valentine's with my baby. And she's like, oh no, Dad, I'm going with my friends. I'm like, oh man, dude. Dude, if you have kids, man, and they're young, do cherish every moment, dude. That's all I say. Yeah, so yeah, straight up, Pepe. I know what you're saying. Faded Blaze, Buchi Girl or Buchigiri is another good anime. Yeah, so I heard about it. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm actually watching that one about the alchemist or apothecary, the one that does the herbs. That chick. She's like in that the concubine thing. Dude, that could be like a K drama. That's how good that thing is. A little bit of fan service on some of that stuff, dude. I just kind of slide by on some of that stuff, but overall, awesome. Great writing. Love the character. So I'm watching that. Freeing, Solo Leveling. I was rewatching Demon Slayer. What else am I watching? There's a couple stuff there. Spy Family. There's a couple things we're watching right now. But yeah, guys, it's 7 o'clock, so I was gonna wrap it up, dude. I really appreciate everybody being here. Again, this was not planned, but after what happened today, as you heard, Unlimited's gonna run with a video. I'm pretty sure tomorrow. I don't know if he's gonna live stream the discussion tomorrow. That'd be cool if he did. But again, I think when you do it, I won't be able to watch it anyway because I'm gonna be at work because of the hour difference. So I'm gonna have to. I want to give my thoughts. I'll do another video tomorrow, like I said, because I want to give my thoughts on what's going to be said, or what's said, and then on Friday, this again a reminder. This Friday we're gonna do the podcast, Wrecking Crew. Man, you guys, everybody in the chat, you know what time it is. You know how that goes. But we're definitely doing it because I want to get everybody else's thoughts. And I'm just basically gonna just in the background, kind of just with the chat and kind of run the show and stuff like that, bringing people in and out, and make sure everything's running that way. But yeah, it's gonna be for everybody, dude. Because I think tomorrow is gonna be. It's definitely gonna be. We're gonna get a better look of what's going on. We should. I shouldn't say we are. We should. And of course, man, we deal with all the drama if there is any. And again, I'm like I said, I haven't changed. I'm 90% excited about some of the stuff we hear. Just for the simple fact too that we're going to get from the horse's mouth, directly what's going on, which I think is very important. I don't think they would have called it or made this, because like Phil didn't respond right away to all the rumors. And in my opinion, man, I'm like some of the other guys that say this. I don't think he really needed to. Be honest with you. I'll be fine, man, because all I've been doing is just playing my games. I have my schedule for this year about how I'm paced with my Xbox, how I'm going to use it. I talked about it on my other video, right? What I'm doing, enjoying my Xbox, enjoying my time with gaming, right? That's not going to change regardless of what's said tomorrow. I'll just slide back right into it. I kind of planned this out last year, guys, man. Like I told you guys know I talked about this. I was very disappointed in my gamer score. I was kind of surprised how bad it was, in my opinion. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. Pepe Pew, I hope we get Xbox refresh news and update on the new controller. Yeah, dude. I'm looking at that too. In fact, like I said earlier in the show, somebody shared that they'd be cool if Xbox did custom consoles. I think that would be great too. That's a change I would like to see. Do a limited run on the not limited run, but maybe do maybe a couple 100,000 regular just standard Xboxes for the retail market, and then allow people like us to actually have custom consoles, create ourselves. I think that would be great. This is another reason why I was watching a lot of the stuff that's going on in China, man, because their industry is falling apart. To me, there's a pendulum swing, and that stuff should be coming back here. And you could have companies like Microsoft, not just Microsoft, but since we're talking about Xbox, either partnering up, buying, or creating, or bringing back our industry here, where we actually manufacture stuff ourselves. And I would like to see them expand. With Microsoft, especially with all the properties they own, dude, I really think they need to be making their own peripherals. I think they should be making their own custom consoles. It's time to evolve the custom controller thing. They've done a great job with that, still do. Right, but it's time to go next level, in my opinion. And it's easy for me to say that, guys, because I'm not in charge and it doesn't cost me any money. Right? It's just costing me time right now. But I'm just thinking out loud, right? This is what fans do. This is the fandom that we should be having, right? Wouldn't you guys want that? Like, wouldn't that be cool? It might cost a little more to do, right? But you're getting the return investment on that is you're getting a console that's just not the standard bearer. You're getting a custom, right? We see that all the time with stuff, other merchandise, the industries, right? So to me, I would love to see that. Something like that, or like they got Guitar Hero. They have the right to Guitar Hero. So I'd like them to bring that franchise back, with their own custom guitars. Or bring back some of the classic stuff. again, thinking out loud, that's the kind of stuff I want to hear from Microsoft. If I'm being honest, I'm not rehashing their commitment to this and that because they've said it ad nauseum, and it's not so much, um, it's not so much that they have to say it; it's that people have to be reminded of it, which is the sad part. I want PS5 like controller on Xbox. Well, I mean, I've seen the newest one, right? Again, Pippin, man, you never know, dude, what's going to happen tomorrow, right? We don't know. Maybe all these trips that Sarah and Phil was going to Japan wasn't just to Sega and some of the other companies we see, like the Power World guys. Maybe they were actually talking directly with Sony, especially after things that was going on with AKB. And you know that Jim Ryan stepped, as some people say fired, some say he stepped down. But bottom line is he's gone, right? And a lot of people didn't say that, never would have thought that Microsoft would be having the relationships with Square that they're having right now. I know people would like it to be better, but still, bringing Phil up on stage, right, having these guys talk about Microsoft in a better light. Who knows what he was doing in Japan? You guys remember Phil made that off joke about Nintendo, right? Buying Nintendo. I think it was like a one-off, and he was joking about it. But at this point in time, who knows? You might have been meeting with Nintendo brass. You might have been meeting with Sony's brass. Again, thinking out loud, guys. I'm not an insider. I'm not. But we don't know. We don't know, dude. Maybe this is one of the reasons why Phil couldn't speak on it right away, because a lot of this stuff you can't talk about, really, right? And as I believe Faded, right, you're saying about the whole FTC stuff, right? There's a lot of stuff that Microsoft has to do, dot their I's, cross their T's. Again, it's Microsoft proper now. I know it's Xbox, guys. I know some people get mad at me. I say Microsoft, but I'm just being honest, dude, because they hold the money, and that's the big thing. Sega Man, brother. Hopefully you can be on the podcast Friday. Hopefully Hebot can be there. So I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on all of this stuff that's going on, especially after tomorrow. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, man. I really appreciate you guys being here. Really appreciate the support on the channel. And again, guys, I like the fact that we communicate like this. This is why I like it the most, right? Because I'm older now, dude. A lot of the people that I know have moved on to other things. And so I don't have that community of people I used to talk to. I just have what's on social media and our community here. So it'd be cool. Pepe, oh, I see that one more comment, Pepe. Be cool if Xbox got VR set. Yeah, again, Pepe, we'll see, right? We'll see. Nothing would surprise me at this point, right? It seems like Microsoft, because like there's talk about a handheld, right, for Microsoft, like Microsoft very own handheld, or maybe they're working with Nintendo on the Switch too, and they're fronting all of that stuff. Getting Nintendo's ecosystem up to par, or they could buy Steam, or who knows what they're doing, dude. For me, nothing is off the table. I say that all the time, and that's my philosophy with Microsoft now. So that's why I stick by it. So yeah, why not? All the other stuff I've been hearing, why not? I know there's people been asking for it, right? And it could be something that I think it's still a bit niche, right? But if you want it, and if they're willing to make it, and then the way Microsoft works these things, right? They're doing it. They also apply to other aspects of the company, right? Not just on the Xbox side. We talked about the Kinect and how far that's come, and who's using it, what industries are using it, how they're using it. Dude, this is the stuff of science fiction at this point. I know Microsoft was more on the AR side. That's the way I am. Pepe, I'm kind of biased because of I wear glasses, I have bad vision. Never do really well with virtual or 3D, so I don't know how to do it virtual. But augmented is something that I find fascinating right now, just because of the practical applications of it, right? And then, of course, AI, Microsoft and their AI. Every time you turn around, Satya's talking about it, or Chat GPT. Right? That's their big thing. So we'll see, man. I mean, you guys will know, right? I don't know what time this thing's going off, and I think it's probably going to be in the morning, right? I think that's when they usually run the show. But I'll be at work. I should be at work by then, but you guys will know way before I do. I mean, I'll keep my Twitter feed on tap, but I mean, if I got stuff to do tomorrow, I'll be moving around a lot, so I'll probably be in the I won't be in the know like you guys will. But when I get a chance, like when I eat lunch, I'll jump on and I'll see. Then I'll take it all in. All right. So anyway, man, again, Thank you guys for being here. Pepe, man, thank you. Haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate it. Faded, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, Pepe, man. See you later, dude. Faded. Thank you again for being here. Sega, man, bro. I know it's late, bro. Thank you for stopping in. Again, man, podcast, bro. Let's do it Friday. I'll just send everybody out the link like I normally do. And Shane G, man, you're a beast. That's why I'm calling you, man, the Great White. Dude, he just zones in on these dudes, and he just freaking he has no mercy. Realist, man, dude. I sent you the link, but anyway, dude, if you can join us on Friday, I'll send you a link, man. But jump in, dude. I know you got stuff to say, man. I've been following you on Twitter as well. You know, you got that sage reasoning, man. We need that in this Xbox community. Anthony Chipmunk, brother. Cheers, my brother, man. Thank you for being here. Mike Johnson, man. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Like I said, I see you on Unlimited chat when I watch his podcast, dude, or when I'm on it live, dude. Always welcome here, bro. Other Zinc, man. Thanks for stopping in, brother. I know you're busy as well. T was in here, bro. What's up, bro? Thanks for being here, brother. Tool man, of course, man. Always great to have you here. And that's how we roll here, man. Dude, the chat, dude. 100%. And I know a lot of the other brothers in the community feel the same way. But again, man, Xbox All in Channel, host Sega Forever. We up.